Ask Future now.
Hello everyone, welcome to Ask Future Now. I'm Jin, the co-founder of Phuture Foods. And today, I have a very special guest with me. He's a coach, a vegucator, right? An educator with a veg, right? Award-winning strength athlete and founder of the Awake Method. So please welcome Luke Tan coming onto our show, and thank you once again for participating in this show with us.
Thank you for the invite. I'm honored to be here. And I think the first time we met was on a computer screen.
Yeah.
So I'm glad to meet you person, face to face. So
Yeah.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah. Tell us more about yourself, what you do, and why do you advocate a plant-based diet?
Sure. I'm a coach, vegucator, and strength athlete, as you shared earlier. And I'm also the co-host of the global online wellness event called the PlantFit Summit. And what the online event is it aims to bridge the gap between plant-based health, fitness, sustainability, and the ethical consumption of food. As a coach, I specialize in helping clients become warrior strong in their mind, body, and spirit using a plant-based diet.
Wow.
So a bit of everything. So that's a little bit about me.
Okay, that's cool. But how has it been going so far during this circuit breaker, despite the virus and everything? I believe business has still been going well for you.
Yeah, it has been great, and I'm actually looking forward to releasing the PlantFit Summit, which is due to release. I'm not sure when this is going to be released. With all that's happening in the world right now, people are looking to improve their immunity, eat healthier, and maybe consider a different way of living. So hasn't really affected me, fortunately, but my heart goes out to those that have been directly affected and impacted by them. So it's been going well.
Yeah, that's good. Good to hear that. Good to hear. And most of your clients, I would say clients, are based in Singapore or across the world.
I would say across the world. Like
Wow.
my online event, the PlantFit Summit is mainly based in the US. Most of our audience, about 70% of the audience is in the US, Australia, and UK. And in Singapore and Asia, it's starting to pick up.
Wow.
Because a lot of our experts are based in US.
So let's jump right into the question.
Of course.
Right? I think we got quite a few questions from the audience, and
Indeed.
today we'll try to answer them as many as we can. So I think the first question we got is, what is the difference between a vegetarian, a vegan, and a plant-based diet? Maybe you want to share a little bit first?
Sure, great question. I think that's the question that I get myself as well. What's the difference between vegan, vegetarian, and plant-based? I think first I want to define vegan. Vegan is really more a moral and ethical stance.
Yeah.
So meaning that you don't consume meat, dairy, animal products, but also don't invest in animal products like leather, things like down, wool as well.
Yeah.
So
Or some
anything.
animal fur.
Exactly,
Yeah,
animal fur, correct,
yeah.
cruelty-free.
Yeah.
So cruelty-free cosmetics. So it will be a moral and ethical stance. However,
So I would say they go beyond not just eating animal products, but also not using animal products.
exactly right. So I consider myself a vegan. I came into this lifestyle for ethical reasons. But however, there's vegetarian, and we know of many vegetarians, like Buddhist vegetarians,
Yep.
Indian vegetarians, and I think that is more religious.
Yep.
And then there's plant-based, which is I think a term that's more accessible to the mainstream as a nutritional perspective. Personally, what I advocate for health, fitness, and performance is a whole foods plant-based diet.
Whole foods plant-based diet.
Correct.
Yeah, maybe you can elaborate.
Oh, for sure. So a whole foods plant-based diet constitutes of lots of fruits and vegetables, nuts and seeds, whole grains, legumes, and it's low to no refined oils. So pretty much whole foods, but plant-based, as close to the source as possible.
Okay, so I think a very interesting question would be, can athletes also go plant-based and still stay at the top of their game? Right, I believe you are in this industry, you know a lot of people, and yeah, maybe what's your take on this?
My take, I would say I'm biased because I'm a fully plant-based athlete myself, but I know of many athletes who have made the switch to plant-based, who have actually extended their athletic careers, have recovered a lot better. And if we take the recent film that was released in November called The Game Changer.
Yes,
Correct.
yes.
So you've seen endurance athletes like Scott Jurek, strength athletes like Nimai Delgado, strongmen, and these days a lot of plant-based athletes. I mean the Williams sisters, Venus Williams. I know Lewis Hamilton as well.
Yeah.
I know Mike Tyson has recently turned plant-based and may be coming back for coming back to boxing as well.
Oh yeah. He has an upcoming match with someone around his age as well.
Yeah, that will be interesting.
Yeah.
And across the board, and I know things like footballers like Tennessee Titans in the US and Forest Green Rovers, I think they're in the UK, they're fully plant-based vegan football team. So to answer your question, yes, you can actually perform at the top of your game, if not better. And I shared earlier about athletes extending their athletic career, because the reason why a plant-based diet can promote the length of an athlete's life is rich in antioxidants, it's less inflammatory, and also boosts immunity with all the vitamins and minerals. So a host of these reasons actually help improve the athlete's performance. I would say improve body composition, increase recovery, increase volume of training. So ticks all the boxes.
All the boxes, man.
Ticks all the boxes. And plus, I mean, it's important to also say that it also benefits the planet and the animals as well. So that's really why I advocate a plant-based diet. To answer your first question.
I mean, I watched that movie Game Changer, and actually you saw that some of these athletes, I think one of it, like the cyclist, or this lady that was
Bausch.
And actually she was supposed to retire, right? She was at the age of retirement, but she went on this plant-based diet, and she went the extra mile and actually got an Olympic gold medal.
She was the oldest athlete in history, I think, in her discipline to stand on the podium. So she's amazing. I mean, Dotsy Bausch she came to Singapore. She's a friend of mine, and we were on the panel, the Game Changers panel, a few months ago. And she's the real deal. She's
a role model for so many.
For many people, especially because she's just launched a while ago, Switch for Good anti-dairy, dairy-free athlete organization. So definitely.
Yeah. So for yourself, I'm sure you also felt the change when you switch onto a plant-based diet. You actually see all your performance improve. I would say so.
Indeed. I mean, on many levels. As an ex-bodybuilder, a kilo a day meat eating bodybuilder, I was eating low carb, and I was trying to play around with all my macros to get to a certain body fat, to get lean and stuff like that. And what I found on a plant-based diet is I don't really need to try playing around with my macros. I'm a lot healthier. My body fat's a lot lower all year round. I recover a lot better, and I'm 41 this year. I'm performing so much better than I am when I was
20,
mid-20s.
That's cool. That's really good.
So I feel like I'm in the best years of my life, and I attribute that to a plant-based diet.
You hear that, guys? At 41, I think 41 you can do much better. I think he looks much bigger than me as well. So if you are considering going in a plant-based diet, we got a really good role model here that you can follow.
I'll vouch for it.
Yeah. Go follow him, the Awake Method, right? And he will teach you all the secrets to being on a...
Not much of a secret, just eating whole plants. But you're gonna feel the benefits.
Yeah, being healthier, being a better for yourself, for the animals, and for the environment.
Indeed.
Right? It's a full package for you guys.
Indeed.
At this point, it will be good if you can share some of the tips that you have that can help those with active lifestyle to get started on a plant-based diet.
I think the first thing is, I would like to say, look at the low-hanging fruit first. The first thing that you can eliminate, firstly, get out of the mindset of going into a plant-based diet that you have to eliminate all the food, rather than focus on that kind of mindset. Say, focus on what you can have into your diet, what you can add into your diet. Because when you come from that mindset where, I can have this, I can have that, you start exploring new cuisines, new grains, new legumes. So I think that's number one. But the first thing is the low-hanging fruit is maybe eliminating dairy, because majority of the population is dairy intolerant at some level, and it impacts your digestion, it impacts your skin, and down the track it contributes to cancer growth as well. So dairy is the first one. Substitute, let's say if you're consuming a whey protein, maybe go for plant-based protein instead.
Like Phuture Meats, right?
Of course, like Phuture Meat is definitely. So Phuture Meat, like meat alternatives like yourself as well. So moving towards that direction, and then I would say the next thing, dairy, is eliminate red meat. And maybe sometimes you want to substitute with meats like yours. And also the goal is to move closer and closer towards a whole foods plant-based diet. And I think I shared that a little bit earlier. So, and then I would say dairy first, red meat, and then moving towards kind of fish. And while you're doing that, actually research on why this is important to you, because I see a lot of people who fail on a plant-based diet because they don't have a strong reason. They just look at it as a new dietary trend. So I think it's important to research beyond the plate what it actually does and what your choices actually.
It should come from within.
Of course.
Why you want to change?
Exactly. It's always the why.
Yeah, it's always the why, and that's also the reason why Phuture is here, right? So Phuture is creating a plant-based meat that's helping people to actually try to get onto the plant-based diet, but at the same time, you still can't really let go of meat at the same time, right? So these are some alternatives that's healthy for you, healthy for the animals, and good for the environment, right? And at the same time, you don't have to forego good and tasty food that you can get from the meat.
Good and tasty is something I want to pick up from what you said because I've never had the best tasting plant-based dumplings.
Dumplings, right?
Thanks to you.
From 1925 Brewery.
Indeed, 1925, guys, you did a good thing.
Yeah. So if you want to try, you can always go down to 1925 or any of our outlets. You can check out our Facebook, our Instagram. It's all up there. We got another question asked by Hans. Is a vegetarian diet really healthier than a non-vegetarian diet? Yeah.
I would say yes. I guess I would like to draw the distinction between vegetarian and a whole food plant-based diet because a vegetarian diet is definitely healthier than a traditional processed refined meat-based diet. The thing about vegetarian is you still consume dairy. I know vegetarians who consume a lot of dairy and a lot of eggs as well. So it's not necessarily so, but as long as a vegetarian diet mainly focuses on plant foods, whole plant foods, it would definitely be healthier than majority of the diets out there.
Phuture meat, right? A plant-based meat is actually healthier than the real meat. It's simply because like we have zero cholesterol, we have fiber in there, we have no trans fat, and definitely you have lower sodium and lower fats.
I think beyond that, I think it's free from antibiotics and pathogens.
Yeah, hormones, it depends.
Exactly.
Right? Some of the animals, you don't know how they are raised.
Exactly.
So on and so forth.
So it's a lot of, I would say, cleaner, and it's also uses a lot less water.
And
resources.
Definitely better for the environment, right? Yeah, and I think most importantly, like what I mentioned from my previous episodes, is that you should go for the 5 different colors of vegetables, or fruits and vegetables on a daily basis, like your red colors, your orange, or different colors, green leaves, and so on and so forth. And as long as you keep to that, definitely I think you're on a much healthier diet as compared to a non-vegetarian.
Definitely.
Yeah. We have another question from Shirley. I heard vegetarians have to combine certain plant proteins to achieve optimal health. Can you explain what this means?
Yep. Okay. I think that was that you need to combine like rice and beans, and that was initially brought up in this book by Frances Moore Lapp. I hope I pronounced that correctly. In 1971, in her book Diet for a New Planet, and it's been proven that it's been debunked in the sense that you don't actually need to combine your rice and beans. Because you get all your essential amino acids from plant-based food. So let's go backtrack. What are essential amino acids? People always ask, where do you get your protein? I think it's important to define where do you get your essential amino acids and what are essential amino acids. Normally, a human needs 21 to 22 to survive, to thrive. And out of those 21 to 22, 9 are considered essential, so meaning that you need to actually get it from your food. So all of these...
Meaning to say that the body actually can't produce,
yes,
right?
correct.
Okay.
Your body can't actually produce those 9, so you need to get it from your food.
Yep.
So these 9 can be gotten in plant-based foods, and if we look at all these 9 essential amino acids, for plant-based foods, the amino acids are not balanced, and that's why people say plant-based proteins as compared to meat-based proteins are considered incomplete.
Okay.
So back to what you were saying about combining plant-based, whether you actually need to combine to get amino acid profile which is kind of in proportion to each other. No. Because your body has the ability to recycle amino acids. As long as you're eating a very plant-based diet, your body actually stores amino acids. And I mean, you can't just eat white rice for the whole week and hope to be healthy. I think
that's not the Asian way.
Exactly.
You have noodles, you have other
you have
things.
rice, you have vegetables, you have
Tofu.
tofu, you have mushrooms. As long as you're eating a varied diet, you're actually going to get all your essential amino acids to achieve health, wellness, and down the track performance if you're wanting to go down that path.
That is the reason why for Phuture meat, we actually use a combination of plant proteins as well, such as non-GMO soy, chickpea, pea and rice protein to actually create a more balanced amino acid profile for our consumers, for like you guys, right? And we also fortify our products with iron and vitamin B12, which is also commonly lacking in a plant-based diet. So actually, we create a product that is that's supposed to give you all the nutrients that you need, and at the same time let you enjoy tasty and delicious food as well.
Indeed, agreed.
Yeah. The last question, any suggestions on where to get recipe ideas or inspiration for people to continue with their plant-based lifestyle?
I would say the first step is to get a good plant recipe book, a plant-based recipe book. Just go on Amazon or Kindle or wherever it is, because once you get a recipe book versus getting recipes from the internet, because it's actually published, the recipes have been trialed and tested.
Yep.
So two recipe books that I like that are more Western style would be The Plant Power Way by Rich Roll. Tub Kitchen is another one, and there's another one called The Buddhist Chef. It's a French-Canadian one. My wife is from Montreal, so it's all in French-Canadian, so he has actually a website called thebudhistchef.com. But yeah, I would say quite simply, this is what I do myself. I literally the other day I wanted char kway teow. All I did was put a plant-based or vegan in front of it. So vegan char kway teow, vegan something. I got a recipe online, and then I just basically made that recipe and tweaked it along the way. So the hack is Google, put whatever recipe, put plant-based vegan, and there's going to be someone or a recipe that's out there that will, that will help you open your taste buds to a plant-based version of what you normally love.
Being a vegetarian, both of us somehow started almost a decade ago. Definitely it has been a lot easier for over the last 3 to 5 years, right?
Indeed.
There's so many varieties out there. You can get like your char kway teow. You don't have to forego your char kway teow if you want to become a vegetarian, right? You can get very delicious char kway teow right now. And I think generally the type of food, plant-based food that's available right now, especially right now we have all these like alternative meat like Phuture meats coming into the market. I think there's a lot of delicious plant-based food there to get your inspiration and help you to continue on this plant-based diet.
Indeed.
Yeah.
It's never been easy. I remember 10 years ago it used to be the dark days.
Yeah.
You just get you go to and you just get tofu and tempeh, and that's it.
And everyone keeps asking you what's vegetarian?
Yeah.
What can you eat?
I mean, you can get the mock meats, but the gluten meats are not really healthy as well.
Yeah.
So I mean, compared to right now, it's amazing. The options that you guys have. So there's no reason not to give this a lifestyle a go.
Yeah, give it a try. If you have any more questions that you want to ask us, you can ask me or ask Luke.
Indeed.
He's a really good inspiration for you guys. Athlete, veducator. Educator with a veg, right?
Yeah.
So we have come to the end of today's session, and thank you once again, Luke,
Thank you.
for coming on this show. It has been a really nice session with you. I learned a lot from you, and I got inspired by you actually a lot. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. The links is in the description, or you can DM us and we can link you up with Luke as well. So thank you once again. I'm Jin, the co-founder for Phuture Foods, and this is Luke from Awake Method. Thank you once again.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for watching. Bye bye.
you.